What is good, my Rags and Fitness people, my Rags and Fitness folks, my Rags and Fitness fam? It is your man Rags back off up in this thing. And when I tell you I'm up in it, I'm talking about I'm knee deep all the way off up in it. Guys, please do yourself a favor, do everybody a favor, do the world a favor, and keep God first in everything that you do and shake all of the haters off. For all the McChrystal Tide football fans, can I please get a roll? Tide roll, baby! Guys, today is one of those type of days that I'm not going to be talking about Alabama football, but I just had to say roll tide roll, baby, because that's just what we do. We're going to be talking about the first week of college football, right? Officially the first week, Saturday, August 24th, 2024. Man, we're going to be seeing some football tomorrow. That guys, I'm filming this on the 23rd of August, the 24th, which is tomorrow. We're going to be seeing some college football, guys. And we're going to kick football off by watching the Florida State Seminoles, number 10 Florida State Seminoles, versus the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets, guys. A big ACC matchup, right? I don't think it's going to be a lot of implications in this match here, right? We're going to talk about it a little bit later. Let's talk about the other games that's going to be coming on. You got Montana State at New Mexico, right? 4 o'clock p.m. Eastern time. They're going to be playing at the University of New Mexico in Albuquerque, New Mexico. You're going to have SMU, Southern Methodist University, versus Nevada. They're going to be at Nevada, right? McKay Stadium, Reno, Nevada. That's going to come on at 8 o'clock p.m., right? Eastern time. Then you have Delaware State at Hawaii, guys. They're going to be playing at Clarence T.C. Ching Athletics Complex in Honolulu, Hawaii. Approximately 11:59 p.m. Eastern time. Very late game, guys. But if you have the time to stay up, if you're not doing anything Sunday, if you're not going to church in the morning, even if you are going to church, guys, stay up and support these guys. Delaware is traveling a long way. So if anybody is an alum of Delaware or you're a resident of Delaware and you support Delaware State any kind of way, stay up and watch these guys go all the way out to Hawaii. I'm thinking it should be a great game, man. Everybody may be down on Delaware State and thinking Hawaii may win, or it could be the other way around. But I think this will be a formidable opponent for each team, right? Hey, guys, support your teams. Speaking of support your teams, let me talk about old Florida State and Georgia Tech. Old Tallahassee versus old Atlanta, Georgia. Tallahassee, Florida. Exactly. Hey, so what's going to be the outcome of this game, guys? Pick your guys. Who is it going to be? Is it going to be Florida State or Georgia Tech? Now, you got Florida State. I don't want to say, I guess you could say rebuilding. They lost a lot of guys last year. They lost some guys to the transfer portal. They lost some guys to the NFL, some key guys, right? Quarterback. This year's quarterback is going to be DJU, is what I call him, but I think it's pronounced ukulele or something like that. DJ Ukulele. He's going to be the starting quarterback, right? Mike Norvell is going to have his test cut out for him, right? Getting this guy ready against this Georgia Tech team, which I think is going to be a very scrappy team. I know a lot of people think that Georgia Tech may be overmatched, and they may be slightly overmatched in this game, but I believe the tenacity that they're going to come out with is going to be what keep them in the game a little bit longer than the experts think, right? I see here that FSU is a 10-point favorite right now, looks like, against Georgia Tech. This game is going to take place in Dublin, Ireland, right? The stadium is called Aviva Stadium. Is where they're going to be playing at. And this game comes on 12 p.m. Eastern time, right? So, guys, get your popcorn ready. It's going to be a good one. I like that they're starting the game off with this one first. They're starting the season off with this one first. It's going to be a very interesting game, guys. As far as the Georgia Tech quarterback goes, you got Haynes King. Haynes King is going to be the quarterback, right? For these guys. He stands at about 6'3". He's 215. He's a red shirt junior, guys. This guy is pretty quick. He's not going to be a guy that just stand in the pocket and just throw the ball all day. This guy may get out of that pocket and run, and he's going to create a little bit of havoc for this Florida State defense. And the Florida State, they're going to have a lot of thoroughbreds on this defense. And as we all know, I'm a Alabama Crimson Tide football fan, and this Florida State football team have a few players from the Alabama Crimson Tide football team playing this year with their team, right? And as it looks, they're going to have a few guys that's going to be starting for them, right? Let's talk about Malik Benson. He's a wide receiver, right? Former wide receiver with Alabama. He's going over to Florida State. And it looks like they have this guy starting right now. At least I'm looking at the depth chart, and that's what it's looking like. He may get a lot of rotation in. As we know, he didn't get a lot of playing time with Alabama. And when he did get out on the field, he wasn't targeted as much as we thought he would, because when he was at Alabama A-Day, he had a pretty good A-Day that year prior. And we thought that he was going to be that guy that was going to be a key contributor, and he just didn't pan out for us. So we're going to see what this guy – I'm going to have my eyes on this guy. He's going to get probably a pretty good amount of playing time with Florida State, because they are depleted in the wide receiver room. All those big guys, the Keon Coleman's and all those guys, they're gone. They're in the NFL now. Another guy that we had on the roster last year, which surprised me that he left and went somewhere else, is Roydell Williams. And it looks to be that he will be the starting running back with Florida State. I'm looking at the depth chart right now. Like I say, this depth chart could be wrong, but right now I'm looking at this depth chart, and they got him as number 24. That's going to be his jersey number, Roydell Williams, starting running back. Now, Malik Benson, his number is going to be number 10. So be on the lookout for those guys. We're going to see if there's any difference with him, with these two guys on the Florida State football team on that offense. Mike Norvell, let's see what he's going to do with those guys. Let's see how DJU is going to connect with these guys, right? We also know that we had Earl Little that went over to the football team. He's not really starting right now. He may be in a rotation on the defense, and we're going to watch him too to see what he actually do with these guys. But with me saying all of that, man, I think that Florida State may be just a little bit too much for Georgia Tech. So I got Florida State winning this football game, but maybe closer than the experts think, because Georgia Tech is going to be very scrappy, especially early on. This game could be very close early on, and then if Florida State do beat them by a big margin, it would be later on in the game, right? But like I said, I think early on this game is going to be scrappy. Mr. Brent Key, which is the coach for Georgia Tech, he's going to have these guys prepared. He's going to have them ready. Hey, it's time for Atlanta football to step in the national talk, as to say, hey, Georgia Tech is going to come out and going to be one of the top dogs in the ACC. We will see. Let's look at something else, ladies and gentlemen. Let's look at the schedule of Florida State. Now, Florida State played Georgia Tech early on. We know they're going to play tomorrow. Their next game is going to be Boston College, right? The Fighting Bill O'Briens. They're going to win that one. Memphis, they're going to win that one. California, they're going to win that one. SMU, they're going to win that one. Clemson is going to be a little tough on them, especially if Clemson beat Georgia and Clemson is up early and Clemson is feeling it. Hey, man, could be a long game. Duke, Florida State is going to beat Duke. They're going to beat Miami maybe again. North Carolina is going to be kind of tough, I believe. I don't know. We'll see. Notre Dame going to be a little tough. Notre Dame may have a squad this year. Charleston Southern and Florida. Florida State, if they lose any, they'll lose 2 at the most, right? So Florida State is looking at a playoff appearance, if you ask me, man, in the ACC. Close to it. If they're not, they're going to be like the next teams right outside of that 12-team playoff. But I believe that Florida State, not Florida State. Florida State is looking at a playoff appearance, man. Georgia Tech, like I say, you got a little way to go. Congratulations on getting that 5-star offensive lineman the other day that you got. You're only building and you're going in the right direction. Brent Key, which was a offensive lineman coach at one point in time, man, he's pushing you guys in the right direction, Georgia Tech. So just keep your heads up, and maybe one day you will get there. I think that you're in a nice area. You should be doing better recruiting. And, hey, man, if you look at it, You guys trending in the right direction. You keep doing the recruiting that you're doing, getting 5-star players like the one that you got the other day. I think he's the highest rated player that you've ever had, right? So congratulations. Kudos to you guys. But I really do think that Florida State is going to be just a little bit too much for you guys. And they're going to pull that one off and get ready for the next week against the fighting Bill O'Brien's, man. Let's see who Georgia Tech is going to have next after that. You're going to have Georgia State. Now you're going to put a waylaying on Georgia State. You got Syracuse after that. Syracuse may be a little tough. I would love to see that game. Louisville, Duke, North Carolina. So Georgia Tech, you're going to have a little hill to climb this year. I'm going to say you may have like 5-6 losses, but you're still going in a good direction with the recruitment, right? That's where it starts. That you have to build the foundation first, then you can build the rest of the building, right? You can build the rest of your house, and you must protect that house. The old Under Armour saying, right? So you got it. You good coaching, Brent Key. You guys are winning. Now, if by chance you could pull this win off with Florida State, you're most definitely trending in the right direction. Not only does that help your record, right, going into the season, but that helps your recruiting. So Georgia Tech, I would say this: go out there and beat them, smash them all up and down the field, and help yourselves, right? But I just really think that they're going to be a little bit too much for you, Georgia Tech. But I know you're going to come out scrappy. I know you're going to come out wanting it. Hey, man, it's going to be a good game, guys. Give us something good to watch for the first game of the season. And I'm an Alabama fan, so you know I can't wait for football. I want to see some hard-hitting, slobber-knocking football, right? I want to see some good blocks by offensive linemen. I want to see some sacks by defensive linemen. I want to see some pick sixes. I want to see some no-fly zone type of stuff. And Georgia Tech, why won't you just go out there and do it and give us something good? But with all that being said, man, Reds got to get out of here because I'm ready for some football. The more Atlanta Falcons play tonight, and maybe I'll travel over there and see what's going on with that. I don't know. Just stay tuned to Rags channel. Make sure you subscribe, like, comment, share, do it all. But I got to get out of here. And I know you love looking down into the depths of my eyes. But I'm gone already. Yeah.